Hello and welcome to an all-new Marvelcast Explosion Network's hub of all things Marvel. Where we talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Defenders to William Rollins and Finn Cooley. I'm Ashley Hobley, and helping me execute this episode is the astonishing Dylan Blight.
I'm to be here to talk about this interesting film.
One word for it. Today we're finishing our Punisher rewatch by watching Punisher Warzone. So let's get straight into it. Please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about plot themes in any movie, so if you haven't watched it, come back later. With that said, let's talk about Punisher Warzone.
No!
The city is under some kind of terror threat.
He said something big was going to happen.
Somebody has to punish the corrupt.
You're fighting a war.
This is just the beginning.
God be with you, Frank.
Sometimes I'd like to get my hands on God.
First released 5th of December 2008, directed by Lexi Alexander, written by Nick Santora, art Marcum, and Matt Holloway. Starring Ray Stevenson, Dominic West, Julie Benz, Colin, Salmon, Doug Hutchison, Dash, Mihok, and Wayne Knight. Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, turns the streets of New York City red as he wages a one-man war against the crime syndicate responsible for the death of his wife and two kids. Aided by his trusted sidekick, Microchipped, he almost kills Billy Russotti and leaves him horribly disfigured. Billy renames himself Jigsaw and, with the help of his crazed brother Looney Bin Jim, recruits criminals from every corner of the city to do battle with Frank. Dylan, had you watched this one before? I had also not watched this. So first time, doesn't fit the rewatch moniker, but what are you going to do? So Dylan, what did you think of Punisher Warzone?
The rewatch is Road 2 is usually the series name I think you go for.
For what do you want to watch? In all new Marvel cast,
sorry.
It's rewatch.
So, just a rewatch.
Even though it's
right. Sorry.
not this time.
Getting my subcategory for podcast vernacular confused. Yeah, I didn't like it. I think I didn't mind Ray Stevenson as the Punisher. Like, they definitely wanted to bring that super moody, just like he doesn't talk a lot, especially at the start of the movie, element to it. You can see a storyline in here that sort of works. Accidentally kills a police officer, that relating back to him and his whole wanting to do good and the leaving a daughter without a father. Like, all of that stuff on paper, I get and makes sense. How it's executed is just mostly a mess. They definitely try to step up the violence and gore and, just more bloody and that. I'll say there's my favorite part in the movie, and the best part is just when they're in the house and then they go to arrest that guy, and Colin's Salmon's character is just like, all right, I'm going to book him now. And fucking punish Frank Castle, just blasts him with the shotgun. And Colin Salmon's reaction of, for fuck's sake, Frank, nearly saved the movie for me. That part was grand. Other than that, the movie is brought down considerably a lot by whatever the hell Dominic West is doing. Which is, I don't know. It's a terrible accent. It's a terrible, I don't know. It's like he's in one of the 90s Batman Forever movie sort of Two-Face role or something going on there. And just even that part in the car where he's got the two sidekicks and everything. He's like, well, boss, do this. Boss, hey, Billy, boss, do this. No, Billy's dead. You call me Jigsaw now because I saw an ad for Jigsaws on the TV 2 minutes ago. I was like, what is this? Wayne Knight's in it for a reason.
Wayne Knight and his work.
Oh.
See, he's missed his era when he was in the 90s, he was high in demand. When have you seen him since?
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't enjoy this a lot. I would say it feels incredibly generic. I think Ray Stevenson's all right. I feel like, he has, like you said, I think there's elements that could have been interesting. The relationship that he kind of has with the dead FBI agent's kid, and this is like the first time we've seen Frank like in any of these well, I guess there were a bunch of kids in the 1989 one, but like have like some sort of relationship and put it in contrast to him having kids of his own and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it just kind of it feels a little bit forgettable and it just is a movie that goes in one end out the other because it doesn't really have anything worth remembering or holding on to. So yeah, there's some cool action sequences. The moment where he lifts himself up on a chandelier and spins around and stays out a room of mob people.
It's a choice.
It's ridiculous, but
I don't think it's practical at all.
Yeah, I don't. You make yourself like a single target. Like it'd be more useful for you to move around. But I guess he knows what he's doing. So, yeah. All right. Let's run through the plot from the number one movie resource, Wikipedia. Having lost his family to mob violence, former recon Marine Frank Castle has spent the last 5 years as a vigilante known as the Punisher. Castle assaults a party for a local Don, Gaetano Cesare, and kills him and his guests.
Hey!
Cesare's lieutenant, Billy the Butte Rizzotti, and his entourage, Nicky Donatelli, escapes to his recycling plant hideout, and detectives Soap and Safiotti, who are shaking out the party, inform Castle. Castle infiltrates Rizzotti's hideout, and after a brief firefight, Rizzotti is thrown into a glass crushing machine that leaves him hideously disfigured. After a facial surgery that failed to restore his good looks, Rizzotti later refers to himself as Jigsaw because the stitches in his face resembled puzzle pieces. Castle kills Nicky, but he discovers that Donatelli was actually an undercover FBI agent. I don't know. Those things happened.
Those things happened. Yep, we got it.
I did enjoy I thought the glass crushing machine was quite a nice touch, too. And is an interesting way for someone to become disfigured.
Yeah, I mean, I also
being pushed around that glass, or with all that glass ripping on his face. I think it did make me wince.
I just like when he said, "Get me out of here! Oh fucking hey, come on!" Just I can't get over his acting in this movie. It's just
Dylan. The mafia is Italian, so that's what it's gone for. Old Dominic West from England is playing this Italian.
Yeah.
Agent Paul Budiansky, the deceased agent's partner, joins NYPD's Punisher Task Force, partnering with Soap to help bring Castle to justice. Meanwhile, Jigsaw frees his deranged and cannibalistic brother, Looney Bin Jim.
Every time, I'm just like...
Do we know he was cannibalistic? I guess he does say he's going to eat
He does eat that guy's liver at the start.
Yeah, the person in the hospital.
The guy who was... Yeah, the nurse or whatever.
You were stealing his applesauce.
Yeah. I'm going to get my applesauce back. And you know what they say? When it goes for liver, would you like feather beans with that?
Distraught over killing the agent, Castle unsuccessfully attempts to make reparations to Donatelli's wife, Angela, and daughter Grace. He considers retiring, but his armor Micro makes him reconsider after telling him that Jigsaw will go after Donatelli's family for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Again, even though it's meant to be played off as this really powerful scene of Castle trying to make amends and take this money and offering to let Angela shoot him in the head, you don't feel anything.
Not really. I think the little girl does a good job in this movie.
No, I mean the little girl is quite good,
Yeah.
Although we'll get to a moment that's a weird thing for a little girl to. Jigsaw, Looney Bin Jim, and their two henchmen, Ink and Pitsy, break into Donatelli's house and hold the family hostage. Tracks down Magnetti and a known associate of Jigsaw and executes him after extracting the information. before Bodansky and Soap apprehend him. Castle tells him that Jigsaw went after the Donatelli's family, and Bodansky sends a police car to check on the Donatelli residence, intending to turn Castle in. When the patrol car fails to respond, Bodansky checks on the house where Ink and Pitsy capture him. Soap frees Castle, who kills both Ink and Pitsy, before leading Angela and Grace away. Bodansky then arrests Jigsaw and Looney Bin Jim after a short gunfight.
Every time you say their names, it's like we're talking about a different cartoon movie. Old Looney Bin Jim and Itsy and Bitsy and Ditsy and Witsy.
I think that's kind of the point. It's meant to be. I think they were going for like cartoonish kind of characters. I think Dominic West is trying to be
the rest of
a Joker-esque character. Like
the rest of the
Batman.
movie's violence and everything is just so serious and like dark. And then it cuts to him being like, "Hey, what?
What up, boss? I knew you'd always be a good guy."
We get to that scene in a minute, but that like the montage one where he's talking to all the different gangs, that's Joel Schumacher directed nonsense.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. All right. Jigsaw and his brother bargain with the FBI for their release, but by giving up Christu Bulot, who is smuggling in a biological weapon destined for Arab terrorists in Queens, New York. The brothers are granted immunity plus the $12 million Bulot was paying to use Jigsaw's port and a file on Micro. Then they take Micro hostage, killing his mother in the process. They once again take the Donatellis hostage after Jim critically injures Micro's associate Carlos, whom Castle had left to protect them.
What is any of this?
What?
Like all of this police deal is nonsensical.
Yeah, well, they've got bigger fish to fry, I guess. They made a deal for information about a potential terror attack, which they acted on. I don't know about granting them immunity. That seems like a really bold step. Although, I guess what do they have them up on? And
tax
abduction.
Evasion. That's how they get older mob.
They're like attempted kidnapping or whatever. Like
every member of the mob except for the Trump mob.
Yep.
Gets done for tax evasion.
During this, Castle takes what are their names again? The mom and the daughter back to his hideout. His random hideout, which may or may not be in the source as well.
Yep. But he doesn't have a motorcycle.
He doesn't have a motorcycle. But then he's got like a locked box full of his kids' stuff that he keeps.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid like zones in on it like a magnet to a piece of metal, He's like, I want to get in that box. I know there's some toys in there, What's the first thing she does when she opens the box? She pulls out a bunch of hair clips that must have been owned by Frank's dead daughter and just starts putting them in her hair.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
It's still very weird, I would think, to go into somebody else's box and like just pull the hair clips and decide I'm going to put them in my head.
I don't know. When you're a kid, you don't. I don't know. I just took it as kid being kid. Kids.
It was very odd. Very odd in my opinion. And then he starts playing with her favorite toy. And I mean, it's trying to build like a connection between the two, but yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind Wayne Knight as Micro. I think the idea that this guy is kind of weirdly using the Punisher in a way. Like he's pointing the Punisher at bad guys for his own enjoyment, I guess, and also to help him. I guess he cleans up all the guns that the Punisher leaves behind, is the idea. So. But yeah, takes him out. I did like the banter between Castle and what was the name again?
Pinky. Tinky. Titsy.
Carlos.
Donatello.
Who is the ex-con who was helping Castle out. And it's like, his last moment's like, what does it say here? Castle later arrives at the hideout and kills Carlos in an act of mercy after Carlos asks him not to let him die like this. And I think the line is, I'll see you in hell. It's like, I better not see you in hell. If you're anywhere near hell, I'll kill you myself, that kind of thing. So, which is nice because at the start, Castle's like, hey, I've seen a lot of bad guys and none of them turn over a new leaf. Yeah, he's Carlos was rehabilitated in the end. So, which calls into question Castle's just killing everybody and whether he is killing the chance of them ever being rehabilitated, which leads to the discussion that Bull's Punisher and Daredevil have in the Daredevil series.
This was the setup for that. I don't think we would have had that discussion in that episode that was 2 weeks ago by the time I listened to this.
What? No, we talked about Daredevil season 2 like a year ago. The Netflix show I'm talking about.
Right.
Punisher hasn't even been in this. I guess Daredevil does have that conversation with Karen Page in the most recent season of Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, that's
is what you're getting at? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jigsaw sets himself up in the abandoned Brad Street Hotel, putting together a small army of gangsters desiring vengeance against the Punisher. Castle enlists the help of Budansky, who informs Christu's father, Tibernail Balat, about Jigsaw's location. Tibernail's enforcers start a shootout in the hotel lobby, affording Castle a distraction. Castle enters through a second-floor window, leading to a fireflight with Jigsaw's hired guns. Afterward, engages Lunaby Jim in solid combat. Realizing he will not be able to survive the brawl, Jim flees. Castle chases and confronts both him and Jigsaw, who are holding Micro and Grace at gunpoint in the spa room. Jigsaw gives Castle a choice if Castle
and doing the most, again, like Two-Face Batman villain, like going like, here, oh, I've got you now, Punisher.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Yeah. I'll make you pick.
Yeah. If Castle chooses Micro or Grace, Jigsaw will let the other go free. Micro bravely offers his life to save the girl, but Castle chooses to shoot Looney Bin Jim instead.
Fair.
As a result, Jigsaw kills Micro. Enraged, Castle attacks Jigsaw, engaging him in a hand-to-hand combat before impaling him with a metal rod and killing him by throwing him onto a fire-lit brazier. The second of these villains to be killed by being burned alive in these Punisher movies. Last week, John Travolta was burned.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, good point. Yes.
So,
I think I'll say, for everything that I didn't like about this finale, at least got a good hallway shootout scene. Not a good, let's say a decent hallway shootout scene. That was a little bit of fun. I enjoyed the fact he actually was reloading his gun. So there was a little bit of attention to detail there.
Yeah.
And then in the face down, I did with the, which one are you going to choose? I did at least, like, it's not like super smart or anything, but I did at least like that he shot Looney Bin Jim and did the dive and save.
He did make a choice. He chose to, like you, I'm
he's
not
like,
going to play your game.
I'll save both, motherfucker. Yeah.
I'll try and save both, yeah.
You know, you missed something here that I thought was fun, which was the bringing in the family of the dude when they do that FBI deal and he gets that other guy locked up, the Russian or whatever. You know, he gets a Russian guy locked up and then old mate goes and talks to the dad and says, if you want to get revenge on the guy who got him locked up, come play ball.
Well, I guess that was part of what I said. He got all the families together.
Yeah, but I just enjoyed the fact that they get in, they have that little stare down, and then they all unload and start shooting at each other. I thought that was a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I know he's like, I'm here for Jigsaw. No Jigsaw here. I'm here for the Punisher party. Come on in.
Yeah. All right. Outside, Angela forgives Castle while pointing out that her husband once vouched for him. Castle bids farewell to Budinsky and the Donatelli family. As Castle and Soap leave together, Soap tries to convince Castle to give up his vigilante status after having killed every criminal in town. Soap changed his mind when he is held up by a murderous mugger who was shot by Castle. We haven't discussed it, but it turns out Soap was actually working with
Insider
Punisher this entire time and is leading the Punisher task force. That's why it's shit.
That character either falls in the line of, depending on how you feel about it. I'm sure for some people that character is really annoying. I actually quite enjoyed him. I thought it was just a bit of lighthearted fun to have the guy playing dumb in the I'm trying to catch Punisher thing, but just helping him out the whole time. Because at the end where he like hands me, he's like, it's one thing to let you in all these secret files and give you the password to the criminal database, Frank, but this is pushing it.
That's the term that I'm looking for. weaponized incompetence. That's what he's doing. He's like purposely being shit at trying to track down the Punisher to the extent where he is left alone in a basement somewhere. But he's doing it on purpose too. Even his partner at the start of the film, it's like, I'm trying to catch the Punisher. He's like, sure, mate.
Yeah, good on you. I've been trying for years. Also, just at when he lets him out of the cop car, it's like, I'd like to know how he got out. Well, that Frank Castle's one slippery son of a bitch.
Yeah. And then when his old mate realizes that, he's in on it.
But that all makes sense.
It all makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. Any other thoughts on?
No, it was a bad movie. With some funny. The best scenes were the shotgun scene and that character is what I've decided.
Okay. And Ray Winston was fine.
It's not his fault. It's just, I don't think
it's just the script around that character.
Yeah, I was saying the script and direction was.
I think it's a reasonably accurate portrayal of Frank Castle, I guess.
But I'm also like, it's just a weird thing. I'm like, either commit and do like a super campy, like go for this full, like comic book stylized, like cartoony sort of thing if you want, or do the ultra dark serious thing. And the movie just seems to want to smush both ends together.
I know. I feel like maybe having watched all these, we are spoiled by the fact that we've got Jon Bernthal in the role at the moment. And a lot of these are trying to be super stoic and not like very like silent but strong character. Whereas Bernthal's Punisher can, talk his way out of shit as well, if he wanted to. But he chooses to punish you instead. So yeah, very interesting. All right, let us know what you thought. What you think of Punisher Warzone by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow and find us on social media. If you want to help us out here at All New Marvelcast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars if you can leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out at Explosion Network with all our other podcasts and our written content, head over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you watch Punisher: One Last Kill. And join us next time for another All New Marvelcast.